2018 SsangYong Rexton SUV Review. The good points of SsangYong Rexton SUV: tough, rugged and reliable workhorse. Long 7-year warranty. Huge boot and 5-seat mode. 7-seat version available. The bad points of SsangYong Rexton SUV: ride is usually choppy. Not much engine, gearbox choice. Relatively unknown brand. Low fuel economy and high tax. The SsangYong Rexton SUV could be the answer to a really specific group of requirements. It's a very capable 7-seat off-roader and will tow very heavy loads, but doesn't appeal as being a road car in the same manner as its main rivals like the Hyundai Santa Fe, Kia Sorento or Jeep Grand Cherokee. However, SsangYong also notes a used Land Rover Discovery among its most direct rivals for that Rexton, which indicates the level of buyers it's targeting. News: SsangYong introduces 7-year, 150,000 mile warranty. And while it's theoretically possible to seat 7, it's at its best lawnmowers of 5-seat configuration to generate the most from the huge boot space being offered. Indeed, Top Spec Ultimate is simply available as being the latter, which indicates the 6th and 7th seats are way too cramped for anything further than short journeys for taller third-row passengers. Older design but very tough. Unlike most contemporary cars, the Rexton sits on what's known as being a ladder chassis, a high-strength steel frame, while using body attached via 8 rubber mounts. This means it's incredibly strong, capable to tow huge loads, as much as 3.5 tons, and capable off-road. So much so, precisely the same platform and a lot of the visual design is additionally used for that contemporary SsangYong Musso pickup. It feels just a little off the pace with regard to handling and ride quality on the go. There is however no denying its off-road capabilities because of this more utilitarian setup. There's only one diesel engine offered, and you could have whether 6-speed manual or 7-speed automatic gearbox. Rogues of that is borrowed from Mercedes-Benz. Simple, well-equipped trims. The trim structure starts at X, with aircon, an 8.0-inch touchscreen, parking sensors, automatic lights and wipers, cruise control along with a suite of safety systems included. Moving around ELX nets that you simply much nice 9.2-inch multimedia screen and leather upholstery as well as heated and powered front seats. However, the lion's share of sales are usually Top Spec Ultimate, which offers an extremely impressive SP watch of kit including a powered tailgate, quilted Napa leather seats, mood lighting and also a 360-degree parking camera. You can learn more around the equipment being offered by scrolling for the equipment area of this review. On face value, the Rexton appears to be a good value proposition, but this can be countered through the firm's inability to provide the sort of financial incentives its rivals can, meaning leasing costs will probably be higher compared to likes from the Kia Sorento and Hyundai Santa Fe. Longer warranty for SsangYong Rexton. In July 2018, SsangYong UK announced an extended 7-year, 150,000 mile warranty with the Rexton and its sister vehicle, the Musso pickup. This improved the ownership proposition for both. Fixed-priced servicing also adds extra value. The verdict: there's no doubting the Rexton has some serious capability, specifically when it comes to interior space, standard equipment and rugged off-road ability. The only question for you is whether many buyers need that before reasonable finance, lower running costs plus more car-like manners while traveling. If your aims are primarily road use, towing, horse boxes and occasional rough roads, the Rexton is impressive. The truth is, ground clearance is low enough to produce really rough tracks and deep snow tricky, an area where the Discovery had an air-suspended advantage, though alternatively, passengers and drivers don't need fold-out steps or maybe a pole vault to penetrate. Crucially, that caveat of with the money isn't going to come with the implication of wanting noticeable difference in design or construction. Rather, this Rexton gets the foundations to transport a higher price, expensive to run engine, and all-wheel drive, without feeling like corners are actually cut. SsangYong Rexton Review. Diesel-only lineup. Choice of manual and auto gearboxes. Particularly proficient at towing. There's one engine offered here, a SsangYong built 2.2-litre turbo diesel that is included with a 6-speed manual gearbox as standard, or possibly a Mercedes-Benz sourced 7-speed automatic. The motor generates precisely the same output in each case at 181 horsepower, together with the manual generating 400 Nm of torque along with the automatic 420 Nm. SsangYong expects the automatic version being the overwhelming favorite among buyers, plus in normal driving it's excellent. The engine sees well and revs freely for any diesel. However, if you ask to grate it, then it gets noisy, as well as the gearbox struggles to vary gears quickly enough. It's a well-used design of box in comparison with many rivals now. However, most Rexton buyers aren't being interested in how quickly it is. In reality, it's quick and responsive enough to haul the top SsangYong down the road at the reasonable pace. Of course, if you want to control the gears yourself, you will find a small thumb turn on the gear lever. However, we'd just get out in drive and give it time to do a thing. Few clients are likely to go for your manual, easily obtainable in lower spec Rextons, and it is a 6-speed box. It feels a significant different car to push than the automatic, with an exceptionally abrupt clutch pedal and vague feel over the gear lever when changing gear. We'd stick together with the smooth automatic. Perhaps more pertinently, the brake towing capacity with the Rexton automatic can be an unusually high 3,500 kilograms, or 3.5 tons, which puts it on par, in any other case, ahead of the rivals. Car firms aren't in a position to go higher kind of vehicles. Manual versions can tow 3,100 kg. Lots of body roll. Slow, vague steering. Impressive off-road. For a ladder chassis 4x4, the Rexton automatic rides and handles remarkably well. The answer lies underneath. Double wishbone independent suspension supports both sides. Manual transmission designs include a less sophisticated arrangement, and have absolutely lower towing limits. This may also spark a different ride quality for the automatic versions. Its steering is slow, that make maneuvering a chore, and there is a noticeable volume of body roll when faced, which has a tight bend. This is really a heavy car that rewards considered driving inputs. As this doesn't encourage you to push quickly, is in reality quite relaxing. And despite its big dimensions, it does not feel too overwhelming to take down tighter roads, either. However, there we were extremely impressed with the way it dealt with off-road situations. Its short overhangs at each side coupled operating wheel drive capability, activated using a rotary switch behind the tools lever, mean it's in a position to tackle nearly the toughest terrains we've ever done it on: wet grass, sticky mud and quite technical components of off-road terrain. Also it handled everything with ease. Vastly improved design. Much better materials. Easy to locate good driving position. Compared to your previous Rexton, there is a dramatic improvement in side cabin, almost towards the point that you simply wonder whether it absolutely was designed by an alternative company. SsangYong really has moved the sport on this, is because it's not perfect, by lower quality plastics useful for some switchgear, however the layout is easy, albeit with a lot of buttons for liking. We found the 9.2-inch multimedia screen, and that is standard on mid-spec ELX models and above, very attentive to touch inputs, which helps together with the standard fit Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. Even if you avoid using these systems, the TomTom sat-nav is responsive and clear, whilst the screen is due to easy reach on the driver. The driving position is extremely high, that could appeal to many SUV buyers, along with the steering wheel adjusts for reach and rake, so it's easy to discover a good driving position. The comfortable seats are really easy to adjust, too. We weren't as interested in the manual gear selection around the automatic gearbox, though, It's by way of a thumb activate the lever instead of paddles, and therefore it's a cumbersome solution. Those who opt with the manual car may struggle to seek out as comfortable a driving position, though. The clutch pedal decreases quite far, meaning smaller drivers should sit somewhat further forward compared to they normally would using the auto. A smart new 7.0-inch TFT LCD display, also on ELX and above, sits behind the tire to display digital speedometer and rev counters in addition to trip computer, driver assistance and navigation instructions where required. It's an extremely crisp and clear setup. Excellent seats. Well-insulated cabin. Ride is usually bumpy. The SsangYong Rexton is usually a comfortable car in the majority of situations. The front seats need special mention. They've got lots of adjustment and give you support well without pinching. The bolstering is soft, and in addition they absorb some imperfections from the road that could otherwise jar. They're excellent indeed. Cabin insulation is nice too, with minimal road or wind noise intruding, unless the path surface is extremely harsh. High-spec cars with 20-inch alloys enjoy a bit more road noise, yet it's never too intrusive. The diesel engine can become somewhat noisy when you work it way too hard, though. Our only serious problem here has to do using the design on the Rexton. Its older style body-on-frame arrangement, the place that the chassis from the car is apart from the shell and connected by a trouble mounts, means the ride may be choppy in certain situations because any jolts result in the two parts to go independently. This means the auto doesn't ride as smoothly. Weight loss modern designs and harsh bumps within the road can send judders with the whole car. There's a notable improvement in the event you go for the car with smaller wheels, though. There's no adaptive suspension being offered either, so there's less flexibility as with some rival cars. Well-appointed trim levels. Technology is with a par with rivals. Not many optional extras. There's a tremendous range of kit around the Rexton, primarily for the reason that company doesn't execute a huge volume of optional extras, and yes, it's split over 3 trim levels, X, ELX and Ultimate. There's a lot of safety and driver assistance features too, but we've covered these within the safety section below. Standard SsangYong Rexton equipment. Base spec X cars come remarkably well appointed. These versions have 7 seats, the option in the Mercedes-sourced 7-speed automatic gearbox, 17-inch alloy wheels as well as an audio system by having an 8.0-inch screen. Moving as much as ELX offers a choice of 5 seats for just a far larger boot, 18-inch alloys, dual-zone climate control, a bigger instrument cluster screen, TomTom sat-nav using a 9.2-inch touchscreen, heated tire, Nappa leather upholstery, heated and powered front seats plus an electrochromatic rear-view mirror. Then at top-spec Ultimate you receive the automatic gearbox as standard, 5 seats only, 20-inch alloys, HID headlights, mood lighting, quilted Nappa leather upholstery, heated and ventilated memory front seats as well as a powered tailgate. Optional extras, SsangYong Rexton. Apart from metallic paint, the optional extras available are dealer-fit items including tow bars and side steps. Lots of safety kit is roofed as standard. Slow parking camera, but useful 360-degree view. No adaptive cruise control, but an abundance of other tech. The SsangYong Rexton has a fantastic array of standard safety and driver assistance kit aboard, with an increase of available while you climb the 3 rungs on the trim ladder. The firm is looking to score an excellent 4 stars during forthcoming Euro NCAP crash testing. All cars receive the following: airbags, driver, passenger, curtain and side. Escape system including hill descent control, hill start assist, active rollover protection. Autonomous emergency braking. Forward collision warning. Lane departure warning. Traffic sign recognition. Lane change assist. Tire pressure monitoring system. Cruise control. Automatic lights and wipers. keyless entry, acoustic parking sensors. Moving nearly ELX then lets you. Side airbags for rear passengers. Driver's knee airbag. Rear view camera. At top spec ultimate you may expect blind spot assist, rear cross traffic alert, tinted rear windows, around view parking camera. All on the equipment we've tested thus far works well except the reversing camera, which on initial test in Korea a delay that meant in reality I was far closer towards the object behind the vehicle than it looked within the screen. The acoustic parking sensors work perfectly, however if you're somebody that mainly relies about the screen you could have a few bumps before you will get used to it. Adaptive cruise control and lane keeping assist are conspicuous by their absence here too, which seems a bit out of kilter together with the otherwise comprehensive suite of safety systems for the Rexton. 7 seats on some models. At its best being a 5-seater, though. Parking doable with deck. While 7 seats are positioned on base spec X cars, it's optional on ELX and unavailable on Ultimate models. That notifies you all you have to know concerning the Rexton's ability to handle more than 5. It's in abbreviation distances only. It's quite simple to get into the rear seats, but taller passengers may find their heads touching your roof and with little or no space to get their feet. Add to how the small rear windows and it may be a claustrophobic spot for some. However, whether or not it's just for occasional use by children, they're a lot more than adequate and quite comfortable. Space inside middle row is generous, though, with a good amount of head and legroom as well as an almost flat floor over the width with the car, so those inside the middle seat won't feel as if they've drawn the short straw. This is really a car at its best with 5 seats as well as a large boot area. If you need to hold more, investigate the SsangYong Turismo instead. This is often a large, tall car and therefore isn't the simplest to park in tight spaces, simply because it won't integrate small spaces. However, the top and rear parking sensors execute a lot that can help here, and there's a 360-degree bird's eye view display on top spec models that produces life easier still, although we found this experienced a delay which often can cause problems. Drivers have good visibility all around your vehicle too, along with the front and includes a relatively short overhang. And because of almost flat sides, it's quicker to judge than you may anticipate in the beginning, and sitting up as high since you do means visibility is usually a strong point. In 5-seat mode the Rexton is quite practical indeed because those cars get useful touches such as being a split-level boot floor, grocery hooks from the boot for the shopping bags plus a couple of cubbies at the side from the load area. There's a huge quantity of space, and top-spec models come having a powered tailgate to assist access, although the correct answer is slow for action and taller people might find it easy to knock their head in the event the boot lid is open. If you go for just a 7-seat Rexton, the boot space operating seats constantly in place is quite small, there's only room to get a couple of weekend bags, so you would possibly need to choose roof box for just about any large family holidays which has a fully loaded car.